Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back. This is going to be kind of connected to the video I just did about my anniversary of my awakening, like full-on catalytic destruction, burn shit down. All right. So this video is going to talk about the symbols and symbolism that came through my Reiki session on April 17th, 2025. The snake shedding, nothing else could be hidden. Everything had to be revealed, cleansed, healed, purged, all of it. So welcome in all the four corners, the air and wind, the earth, the fire today, the water. You might be able to hear the water going here. So I was guided to kind of go deep on the symbolism around what came through my Reiki session last year, and I just did a video about that a little bit. So 101 on the timer. So if you get this video and you feel called to watch that video, or vice versa, because I didn't go deep into the symbolism on that video, I just mentioned some of it and I was guided to share that. So I basically decoded some of that yesterday. Let me see here if I can find it. My apologies, I did journal on it. I've been doing a lot of journaling. Again, I recommend getting journals. You know, it's good to have that hand to paper, pen, as well as using a phone journal while you're in the moment. It's just easier to dictate into a phone journal. And then if you're guided, move it into paper. I don't know, I'm on like 15th or 16th journal at this time, and I'm almost done with this one, and I just ordered another one. Yeah, I know it's here, sorry. Just kind of in an integration stage. There's a lot been going on this week, a lot that took place Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, this is about, when did I journal this? Yesterday or 2 days ago? Thanks for hanging out, 222. We keep it real, we keep it raw, we keep it messy. We definitely always keep it authentic, truthful, powerful. So breathe, be, and feel. Yeah, well, there's a lot that I haven't even done videos on yet. Wow. Go watch the movie 222. It's literally 222. There's a lot of synchronicity, symbolism in there. I cannot believe I can't find that. It's here. I did a whole bunch of journaling on it. So thanks for hanging out. Breathe. Just breathe while I'm like searching here for this information. It's crazy that I can't find it. I know it's here. I spent a lot of time journaling on it. I was getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, 333 on the timer, synchronicities and symbolisms, and then if I feel called, I journal on it. A lot of Phoenix rising energy, by the way. Okay, I found it. I just didn't know. That's why I was confused. Let me make a note here. Dash 1725. So 17 significant again. Today's date adds up to the number 22, which is highly significant for us twin souls. And we are a twin soul. I just want to note that. So thanks for hanging out and breathing through this and being patient or present. When you become more present, you really don't have to be patient. All right. So this was the symbolisms that came through during this Reiki session a year ago. Anniversary date today. No coincidence on this new moon in Aries and all this planetary alignment and all the codes and everything that's being received and turned on and activated, okay? So the biggest thing that I experienced and then she saw and then we saw it and experienced together. So my twin soul, his energy, I know his frequency and energy was by my head. Also energetically working me in the meditative state while I was receiving the Reiki session. I was in a sacred temple. I was on a clear quartz or a crystal type bed. In my session, I was a divine feminine. At my feet, was not allowing her face to be shown, but she had long black hair. Very powerful, strong energy. A lot of wind kind of like blowing from the bottom up. There was also what I had experienced during the session. The phoenix rose up behind her and flew down into me. So I didn't know this then, but what's coming through now is that the power of the phoenix, we know the energy of the phoenix. Please look at that. And I think now that was ancestor / higher self, basically, and that feminine was assisting the practitioner in this session, this healing session. All right. Because there was a lot that was needing to take place. And this session was an emergency session, okay? There go my ears, I can hear now. 555 on the timer. Also, the Reiki practice, and there was wind involved, fire. So the combination of fire, wind, phoenix, the divine feminine, dark hair. Very powerful, very strong. The phoenix flew into my chest. And again, my twin soul partner was also doing energetic work in my upper chakra system. All right, what the practitioner told me afterwards, which you talk about, is a purple butterfly flew out of my chest, and purple significant as well as the butterfly, as well as an eagle flew in and was just kind of circling. So my power animal, aka my spirit, one of my spirit guides is an eagle. All right, so when you combine the symbolism of the phoenix, the wind, the divine feminine, like the dark hair, the twin soul energy, frequency, the phoenix, there was a lot that took place. So the way this broke down was this was a 3-phase initiation. All right, which actually was the catalyst point for me for my awakening, like full-blown on awakening, to step into that. So 1, release and purification, heart opening, which is associated with the purple butterfly, leaving the heart space, okay? This is a classic soul level transmutation energy. The butterfly, transformation of identity, right? So the purple equals higher consciousness and crown heart bridge. Yeah. Okay. Leaving the heart, something was completed. Something completed its cycle. Basically the beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. The beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. The beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. See where that sits. See how that feels. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel, know what you know with that. The spiritual reading around this is that karmic and emotional imprints reach their completion points. All right? And released. All right? So something wasn't taking, it was a release. All right? So something was ready to evolve. Yeah, that's what happened. Something was ready to evolve beyond its previous form. Number 2, encounter with the divine feminine field. A woman with long black hair, dark black hair, back turned. So yes, her back was turned. Arms, sorry, I missed that. Her arms were wide open. And then wind was coming up from my feet up, moving towards me. All these are significant, right? This is how spirit works with you, through symbolism, signs, synchronicities, and key codes. All right, this is one of the most important parts of this particular vision, download, whatever word you want to use. She is not random. She represents what many traditions would call the divine feminine, and maybe the divine dark feminine as well, or both. All right, take what resonates. The receiving aspects of consciousness. All right, your own soul aspect. All right, so the key details of the back turned not being fully revealed yet. You're not fully integrated with this aspect. So my highest is well integrated. I wouldn't say fully integrated, but that I think was the catalyst point to start the integration process of the healing and the integration of parts of my higher self. And I've said that many times over this journey since I started hitting record. So at my feet, that's that grounding energy, the anchoring into my physical life. Okay, the arms open and the wind blowing towards me is the invitation to surrender and calling me forward. So the spiritual reading around this is I was being brought into alignment with a deeper aspect of my own being. One that requires receiving and not chasing. And that's been a big part of this awakening process for me. Number 3, the fire is the initiation / rebirth. The sun-like fire, the phoenix rising, entering my chest. This is unmistakable death and rebirth and initiation. Fire equals the purification of your identity, burning away what no longer serves the higher self. The phoenix equals the rebirth through the destruction, right? Entering the chest is equal to embodiment, not just witnessing, but becoming. All right? I didn't just see transformation, I was symbolically rebuilt through it. The crown activation, the dual awareness, the twin soul at my head. Presence at the crown is dual awareness, feeling accompanied, okay? All right. I access a state where my awareness expanded beyond my usual sense of self in that moment. And at that point, y'all, I didn't know that I was a twin soul. Y'all didn't know. 11:33, I didn't know I was a twin soul at that time. I didn't know until 6 months later. Yeah. Had no clue. I was getting the signs, but I was like, no, it wasn't connecting the dots, and my team was screaming at me. But again, when you're ready, it'll click. All right, the piece will fall into place. So a temporary non-dual expansion of so a temporary non-dual or expanded consciousness state where the mind interprets expansion this other presence, except for I didn't, take what resonates with that. So the eagle is represented about that perspective, that higher perspective, learning to take that macro cosmic higher perspective in sovereignty. All right. Seeing it from above. All right. The eagle sees from above, moves independently, is non-reactive but observant. Okay. After the transformation, a stabilizing force appeared. All right. The part of me that can see clearly without being consumed by it. So altogether, this was a release, a surrender, destruction, rebirth, and stabilization. So just from those words, you can basically line those releases, learning to surrender, through the destruction, going through many rebirth processes, and then stabilizing. Except for you can take all of those words and put that in a repeat. So you go through it, and then you do the healing, and then that cycle might repeat. And you're constantly releasing, surrendering, maybe having some destructive moments, going through that rebirth again, and then learning to stabilize. All right, stabilization and integration. Stabilization and integration is key. All right, this is not random imagery. This is, again, an initiation sequence. Initiation, okay? Symbolically, what I went through was death of the old identity, the beginning of the end, and the end of the beginning, the death of my old identity structure, and the seeding of a new one. Does this resonate? Okay. There was also what I didn't mention till now, that she also informed me that she had removed what she described as a dark entity or dark parasitic thing. Take what resonates, whatever you want to. I don't like to give it much energy. That had been with me from childhood, which is basically an attachment. And these attachments can happen at very traumatic stages. And yes, I had a lot of childhood 1414 trauma, SA abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, spiritually abused, all of the stuff, all of it at a very, very young age. So that makes one vulnerable for these attachments to happen. And these attachments, what they can do is create a lot of addictions and cycles and chaos and distortions and illusions and destruction. A lot of that. And so this long-standing energetic emotional pattern was brought to awareness and released, okay? All right. Let's see here. And remember to know that these, to not to give that too much power, but that it can happen. All right. So let's see here. The center awareness, so this is integration and transformation, okay? And it being the anniversary today, all right? So the universe aligned this perfectly. We didn't know what was taking place. I didn't know what was taking place. I've learned a lot rapidly in the past year. You know, there was some slow movement up there, and when I had my Akashic reading, he said, the team said you were kind of like bouncing along like a little ball, just kind of doing a little bit, and then all of a sudden you hit the ground and then you took off. And that's exactly the best way to describe what happened. I went from 0 to 100 in 2.2 seconds in the best way possible, okay? And I've been learning to, and I've gotten really good at just listening to my intuition, my guidance, and not questioning it, standing in my truth, my authenticity, and my power. And yeah, I still don't know the full picture, but I've learned to surrender that I will know when I'm supposed to know. Yep. All right. So I marked a movement of transformation, and now I am recentering, all right, consciously, all right, in this Aries energy fire. This Aries energy fire is initiation, identity, and forward movement, okay? So this could be an energetic checkpoint for you, all right? So this part, if you're still here, this part is most definitely for you. So this Aries energy of fire is initiation, identity, and forward movement. Personal energetic checkpoint, all right? You don't go back to who you were. We can't look back. You cannot. Okay? You integrate and you live differently. All right? Signs of real integration would be clear, healthy boundaries, check. Less emotional reactivity, check, check, check. 1717 on the timer. Stronger sense of self, fucking check. Okay? And more grounded, not detached, check. All right? I experienced a powerful symbolic initiation, but not just symbolic, initiation for sure. All right? And I have been learning through all of this to balance, to integrate, and to stay grounded. All right? And to live life continuously, presently, fully, powerfully, truthfully, and authentically. And I am in such a powerful, grounded state that I can't even express in my human words. If you've been seeing my videos, you know. If you go back to the beginning when I started posting videos on November 11th, 2025 for Freak Speak of sharing my real raw frequency and energy, flavor, color, and essence, on top of the card pulls, on top of the light language, on all of the multidimensional stuff that Source and higher consciousness wanted to co-create and play and do all the stuff through me and with me, you will see an evolutionary change, because I'm definitely not the same person then as I was a year ago. I'm not even close. You wouldn't recognize me. And you definitely, if you felt a frequency and energy, you would know that it's at a completely different level. Level. All right, Grandmaster level, like Ascended Master level. And again, I'm not saying that I'm not any better than anybody else, but I am extremely proud of myself, and it took me a long time to own my worth and to be proud of myself and to know that my spirit team and Source is so proud of me, and to own that and accept that, because that has been, again, there's that 1911, 911 is significant. Through this process, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, it's like I had a reading and my team said, you give everyone else the credit, but you don't give yourself any credit. So I've really, again, started to learn to own my worth. Again, be proud of how far I've come, and to let you know I am proud of you. It doesn't matter where you're at or what part of this journey you're on. Be proud of yourself. Know you're worthy. Have grace and compassion and self-love for yourself. Now, at the beginning of this journey, I had to blow shit up. I had to choose me because I was still putting everything and everyone else in front of me. And it was crushing me at a soul level that I didn't even understand at the time like I do now. It was crushing me. And you might be at that point where you feel so crushed, so destroyed, and so defeated. And you're just like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you that you need to set healthy boundaries. You need to cut the ties. You need to feel into what feels good for you to take care of you. You need to separate, detach. You need to love yourself so much to go deep, deeper than you've ever went before within self, to do the excavations, to go deep, to dive deep, to clear the wounds, to heal the wounds, to feel the wounds, to grow through the hurt, the pain, the trauma, the whatever it is. All right? And trust that you will come out on the other side fresh, new, and shinier, bright like a diamond. Beautiful things are usually created under pressure. Pearls and diamonds, 2111. It doesn't feel like that in the moment. I know that, beautiful soul. I experienced this last night channeling a message. I could feel it, 2121. Source channeled a powerful message through me. I don't remember. It was in class. But I know, stepping back from that I was placed there for a reason. Even in the uncomfortableness of the channeled message being received by the other person, because it triggered and activated and stirred up a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, 22 seconds on the timer. Honor yourself, love yourself, pour into your cup, make time and space for yourself, and quit giving all your fucking time and energy and attention to everything and everyone outside of you, including husband, boyfriend, partner, children, mother, father, grandfather, sister, brother, friend, whatever it is, you know, where you are giving yourself away freely, giving your energy, your essence, your life force energy to other people. You need to unplug every single cord, plug that back into yourself. Excuse me, 2244, a confirmation. Someone just had a realization. And know that in the chaos, in the destruction, in those tower moments, whether it's going on personally or in the collective that you're experiencing, know that it is all perfect, beautiful, and yes, uncomfortable sometimes. And through the discomfort is where the growth takes place. Through the pain, through the releasing, you will feel fresher, brighter, and clearer. When you have a massive emotional purge, you might feel knocked down depending on what you were clearing from you, physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, all your multi-dimensional body. You will feel amazing on the other side of that purge. You just have to allow space for that purge. And yes, depending on what you were clearing, it might take a day or two, if you know how to integrate what's taking place after. Usually I can flip a switch pretty quickly. I can turn and burn. Usually it's a few hours. If I'm crying for a few hours, it's an overnight sleep, and I feel fresh and new like a daisy on the next day. Okay? Daisies might be significant. Sunflowers might be significant. So, again, I'm just here as a reminder. I'm here as a sacred mirror. I am here as a channel with source, higher consciousness, and it's all perfect. I don't need to understand it. I just am, and I've learned how to own that, stand in it, stay authentic and truthful with it. This is not a performance. This is not scripted. This is me, Tanya, being real, raw, and authentic with this journey of this awakening with you. And that's why Source has had me hit record and create the amount of content that I've created. Like, it's like just content after content, and just record and record and post, and then it's all perfect, right? It's easy, it's effortless, and it ignites me. And I know that who's ever receiving this, even if it's just one person, That one person needed this message today. That one person needed these codes, these activations, these healing frequencies and energies, whatever it is that you didn't know you needed, right? I don't need to know what you need. Source knows that. Your team knows that. Your highest knows that. I don't need to know that. I'm just another soul looking at another soul, right? I am you, you are me, we're all doing this together. With collective consciousness, with higher consciousness, with source consciousness, prime creator, right? We're here because we chose to be here. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. You are the chosen one because you chose you. You aren't special. But you chose all of this stuff. And you just forgot because you signed on the dotted line, you took the jump, and you forgot. And now you're coming back to remembrance of who you are. And sometimes it's really challenging to step through those portals, those doorways of the unknown. Your soul knows. The ego mind is the one that gets freaked the fuck out. Let the ego know it's safe. Keep it curious. And let the ego swing its legs, looking out the back window of the station wagon, enjoying life. Let your higher self and source take the wheel and give everything away. Give all your burdens and all of that stuff away to source to be transmuted. Give it to Gaia, ground. All right? And give those things, take the backpacks off, take the armor off, breathe, surrender, go with the flow. 2626. I love you. From my heart to yours, I am you, you are me, and we are doing this all together. And we are doing big things that have never taken place. So be proud of yourself. Be so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I love you. Bye.